Hello and welcome to the D3 Energy video series. I'm Greg Davis, the founder of D3 Energy, and I appreciate you spending a little time with me today. So over the next several videos, I want to highlight the major differences between a conventional vertical well and a horizontal shale fracked well. And I'm bringing this up because today, the incredible growth that America's oil and gas industry, the incredible production growth that we have been seeing, which has helped America become hydrocarbon dominant, is running up against some serious challenges. Challenges with the supplies of sand and water and frac crews and people. There's just not enough. And our industry has put essentially all its eggs, 90% of the wells being drilled today require horizontal drilling with fracking. Our industry has put most of our eggs, oil eggs, into fracking, into horizontal shale resource plays. And there's many challenges. The system is being strained, and many experts, including the godfather of shale oil, Mark Papa, who started EOG, is saying, look, there is a major challenge facing our business today. We're so focused and becoming so dependent on shale oil. There's not enough people, there's not enough sand, there's not enough water, there's not enough metal, there's not enough pipe. And the costs are going up and the system is being strained. So let's focus on one thing: water. We all need it. And the shale resource fracking industry, that side of our business, requires a lot of water. And we've become very good at managing water and recycling it until now, because there is not enough of it. So let's talk about the differences between a traditional vertical conventional well and a typical Permian Basin horizontal fracture stimulated well. So for us at D3 Energy, some of the wells that we are looking at drilling, they are at about 6,500 feet of depth, and the amount of water required in the drilling of that well is about 660,000 gallons of water. So the equivalent of one Olympic-sized pool. Water is not a big issue in conventional because we're not fracking those wells, and we use the water to mix up the mud and to get the drill cuttings out. The typical well in the Permian Basin today, the typical average well, requires 24 Olympic-sized swimming pools equivalent of water. That is over 15 million gallons of water required to drill one well. The Permian Basin is essentially a desert, so water is a challenge. And there is projected to be over 110,000 horizontal wells that will be fracture stimulated, requiring water over the next 3 to 5 years. When you add that up, that equals 1.7 trillion gallons of water required to fracture stimulate all of those wells. Now, I am not against fracking. I am all for it. I am not against horizontal drilling. I am all for it. And our industry has become very good at managing water and recycling it and using it. But already, companies are seeing there is a massive strain on the system. There simply is not enough water to keep up with it. Hence the adage that you hear from people who are in the shale resource plays: if you're in shale and resource, you're in the water business as well. If you're in shale oil, you're in the water business as well. Major difference, major challenge. On the conventional side of the business, we require so much less water. In fact, 1/20th of the amount of water required for a fracture stimulated horizontal well. So big challenges remain. And America, again, is hydrocarbon dominant because we have figured out how to get oil out of shale rock, out of shale formations, out of tight rock. And we're going to continue to do that. But what I am saying is we have to develop the other forms of oil. We've got to develop conventional oil and gas. And the amount of water and other materials required for conventional vertical is a fraction of the amount of materials needed to get the oil and gas out of shale resource plays. So, huge amounts of water, less amounts of water. Conventional, we've got to bring it back, and it's starting. Appreciate you spending a little time with me today. Thank you very much. Tomorrow we'll talk about sand.